Hello. Are you well? I trust you're well. Good evening. Hello. I'm going to leave it a couple of minutes before everyone says they are ready, is ready, and give you a bit to go through your pictures. We're going to start at 20 to 9. Do say hello if you're here. Don't. If you're not, obviously that was just sensible. Guinea pigs are once again in background. BTW. I should tell you now, I've received apologies for a number of teams for this evening. So this is hello, Amy. You well? Which means this is. I mean, it's. I think yeah, you'll be doing well to avoid a podium finish at the moment. So and bear with me. Just a little bit of admin to do. Oh, the dim pad's missing. Oh, bear with me. Bear with me and refresh your answer page. I apologise. I will, bear with me. I will re-add them now. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, let's go. Oh, I just didn't attach them. If you refresh your answer pages now, they should appear mysteriously. Have they appeared? That would be a nice thing to hear that they have. I'll tell you that now. We're going to start in a couple of minutes. Thank you for letting me know, by the way. Much appreciated. I know that you think this is the epitome of professionalism, but sometimes it goes awry. Lovely stuff. Thank you, Frankie. Also, good evening, Frankie. The wonders of technology, ladies and gentlemen. Magnificent stuff. Good evening. Good. Okay. Right, 1 minute. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. Let us begin with question number 16. Ladies and gentlemen, question 16, which is on TV. And despite the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that the script is generated by slamming a pig's face repeatedly into the keyboard at random, a Regency-era period drama is currently Netflix's most watched show, narrated by Julie Andrews. What is it called, ladies and gentlemen? The smash hit Regency-era period drama, which is popular with the same people, exactly the same people, who would read 50 Shades of Grey on the tube and get a little bit excited. Disgraceful. What's the name of that smash hit period drama on Netflix, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, this shatter-resistant ruler, ladies and gentlemen, is your question indicator this week. Sorry, I'm just going to take you briefly on a trip to France. That, of course, was the Dordogne. Question 17. Ladies and gentlemen, is on sport. Alexander Jankovic, ladies and gentlemen. Alexander Jankovic had a debut to forget, a Woodgate-esque debut to forget. Yesterday, been sent off for Southampton after just 79 seconds of their game against Manchester United. Fortunately for him, his team were able to shut up shop and keep it to single figures. Which player, however, in 2015 was sent off after just 38 seconds? Admittedly, after coming on as a half-time sub. Also against Manchester United for fouling Juan Mata and then stamping on Ander Herrera. Which player was that, ladies and gentlemen? Sent off just 38 seconds after coming on as a half-time sub. A memorable heat map of just running on and running straight off again. Who was that player? Question 18, ladies and gentlemen, is on geography. And sorry, I'm just going to clear my throat, excuse me. Amongst the leading tourist attractions in which country are St. Vitus's Cathedral, the Charles Bridge, Krumlov Castle, the Sedlec Bone Church, the picturesque town of Kutna Hora, and probably most famously Wenceslas Square. Of all tourist attractions, in which country? St. Vitus's Cathedral, the Charles Bridge. St. Vitus's Cathedral is part of the castle complex, I think. The castle's named after the capital of this country. The Charles Bridge, Wenceslas Square, Krumlov Castle, the Sedlec Bone Church. And the picturesque town of Kutnahora, ladies and gentlemen, all found in which country? Question 19, ladies and gentlemen. Question 19 is on the cakes of Wikipedia, or if you're Bruce Springsteen, the cakes of Wikipedia. Good. I'm going to give you the description of a cake, ladies and gentlemen, from Wikipedia. And all you need to do is tell me what cake that is. There's quite a lot of blanks here. So, blank, or blank Siciliana, is a traditional sweet from Sicily, Italy. Blank consists of round sponge cake moistened with fruit juices or liqueur and layered with ricotta cheese and candied fruit. A filling also used with cannoli. Blank has a shell of marzipan, pink and green coloured icing, and decorative designs. Blank may also refer to a Neapolitan ice cream containing candied or dried fruit and nuts. It's a bit much, is this pudding? Blank is believed to have originated in Palermo in the 10th century when it was under Muslim rule. The Arabic word, not saying, from which blank may derive refers to the bowl that is used to shape the cake. Historian John Dickey claims instead that the Sicilian word blank did not derive from the Arabic word, the same word, meaning bowl, as is often claimed, but from the Latin for cheese concoction. He observes that blank did not signify a dessert until the late 17th century and did not take on its current striped form until the 18th century. Blank, Dickey finds, is the subject of an invented tradition based on the claim that its roots lie in the Muslim Middle Ages. Many other local food traditions purport to be as old. What is that dessert, ladies and gentlemen? A sort of sponge cake with fruit juice or liqueur, with ricotta, candied fruit, and then a marzipan and icing on top. It's not nice. I've had it. I don't like it at all. And I quite like cake, let me surprise you. Question 20, ladies and gentlemen, is on films and literature. What was the name, ladies and gentlemen? What was the name of the 2011 novel by Ernest Cline, adapted into a Steven Spielberg film in 2018? A sequel to the novel, appropriately titled, was released last year. There is a film in the pipeline, but it's yet to be made. The name of the 2011 novel by Ernest Cline, adapted into a film by Steven Spielberg in 2018. There is a sequel, appropriately titled, to the book, which was released last year to mixed reviews. Lesson 21, ladies and gentlemen, what better? What better could there be to do at this stage of the evening than to ask you a question about everyone's favourite foodstuff, the tubular sausage. Which retailer, ladies and gentlemen, which retailer has faced online ridicule, what could be worse, online ridicule, after its Valentine's Day special offer, Valentine's Day hamper, included the following ingredients: crumpets, a bit rude, coffee, not rude at all, chocolates, probably not rude, and love sausage, definitely rude. Which retailer is that, ladies and gentlemen, offering the Valentine's Day special love sausage as part of its Valentine's Day hamper, also including crumpets, coffee, and chocolates, which are of mixed rudeness, unless consumed directly from the throat. Question 22 is on links, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you a list of 10, 11, in fact, seemingly unconnected things, which upon closer scrutiny by you band of avid scrutineers are revealed to have a single unifying theme. What is that conjoining link, ladies and gentlemen? So what links? A babysitter. No, I'll do them in order. What links? A really wasted jester. A babysitter. The use of a chisel. Tracy Ullman. A 1978 Ronnie Barker sitcom. Happily, the menopause. A 1980s BBC game show. Tom Cruise's menopause. Definitely Tom Cruise's menopause. Princess Anne's menopause. Oh no, I missed one out, sorry. Thigh muscles, sorry. Yeah, thigh muscles, then Tom Cruise's menopause, definitely Tom Cruise's menopause, and then Princess Anne's menopause, and if not, an American pop pianist. I'll give you those again, not in order. A babysitter. Tracy Ullman. The use of a chisel. Thigh muscles. A jester who is absolutely hammered. A 1978 Ronnie Barker sitcom. The menopause. Princess Anne's menopause. Definitely Tom Cruise's menopause. A 1980s BBC game show. And if not, an American pop pianist. Question 23, ladies and gentlemen, is on Year 7 Geography. And everyone, ladies and gentlemen, remembers the geography lesson in which they first learned about the Oxbow Lake. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oxbow Lake, everyone remembers that. However, Australian members do not remember this. The Castlemaine Adult Bogans, if you think that's unpleasant, Test match cricket starts. So, come on. They refer to them by what other name? What name do Australians refer to an Oxbow Lake, ladies and gentlemen, or a slang term for it in Australia? Probably known in a musical and clothing context as well. Question 24, ladies and gentlemen, is on TV. Which comedian, winner of Nivea's Funny Women competition in 2008, in her Netflix special Glitter Room, describes her English-born daughter, or having her an English-born daughter, as like having a tiny, ineffective butler? Which female comedian is that, winner of Nivea's Funny Women prize in 2008, who describes having an English-born daughter as like having a tiny, ineffective butler? In her stand-up special, her Netflix stand-up special, Glitter Room. I mean, they're just gigs, aren't they? The Netflix stand-up special. Just well-paid gigs. Like, you haven't invented a concept, have you? The stand-up special. It's just like a normal touring show. Fuck you, Netflix. And where's Gina Yashure's, eh? This is science heavy, isn't it? Question 25 is on biology. And the most abundant organic compound on Earth is human idiocy. Of course, the second most, and probably into some the most, is which substance a primary component of plant cell walls? The most abundant organic compound on Earth is which substance a primary component of plant cell walls? Question 26, sport question. I liked this question. Because it reminded me of a sporting name that I hadn't heard for ages. American Valerie Briscoe Hooks. Remember her? Valerie Briscoe Hooks. In 1984, achieved a certain sporting double. It was repeated in 1996 by France's Marie-José Pérec, the same sporting double. A few days before, which American became the first man to achieve this double? So in 1984, it was Valerie Briscoe Hooks, and in 1996, it was Marie-José Pérec, a sporting double. which occurred a few days before Richard Merrick became the first man to achieve this sporting double. Who is that man? Question 27 is on films with the wedding mercifully free of glass banging intervention. To which actress was the funny man Mel Brooks married between 1964 and his wife's death in 2005? Mel Brooks, ladies and gentlemen, Blazing Saddles and so on, Robin Hood, Men in Tights. I was married between 1964 and 2005 when she died. To which actress? Question 28 is on hairbrushes, exciting, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a certain type of hairbrush which is advertised as using a certain type of animal hair, but it doesn't actually contain that. It contains squirrel hair, ladies and gentlemen, which is the accepted substitute for which type of animal hair offered in luxury hairbrushes? What is that kind of hairbrush? It doesn't use the hair advertised, it actually uses squirrel hair as manufactured. What animal would be used in that? What animal will be using the name of the hairbrush? Meant to be luxury, in fact, it's just lots of dead squirrels. There's nothing glamorous about dead squirrels. Unless they drown in glitter or something. No. Question 29, ladies and gentlemen, is on neologisms. What four-letter word, ladies and gentlemen, what four-letter word, meaning an obsessive fan of something, which has an origin in the song of the same name, was added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2020. So a four-letter word for an obsessive fan of something, and also a verb for like obsessing over something, I guess. Was added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2020. It has its origins in a song of the same name. It's very close. And question 30, the last one for a bit, is on adverts, ladies and gentlemen. Adverts. Which company famously advertises on television using the slogan, "Where do you want to go today?" Where do you want to go today? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give a clue. It's not the Yorkshire Metro link. Do you remember that? Which used the Wanderer, didn't it? Metro is the service wherever you won't catch me fumbling for my change, because Metro is the service where everything's arranged. Anyway, where do you want to go today, ladies and gentlemen, was an advertising slogan used by which company? Right, ladies and gentlemen, the next 10 in your list, ladies and gentlemen. What I've gone into the YouGov Popularity Index again and looked at the list of the favourite children's books, okay? But I don't want the titles of the books. I just want the authors of the favourite books, not the favourite authors, the authors of the favourite books. Any duplicates of the authors have been removed, so there's about 7 or 8 that are books by the same person, okay? So I'm looking for 10 authors' names of the top 10 children's books. Okay, it's actually 10 of the top 18, I think, children's books. Okay? I give you a clue. There's none of that David Walliams shit in it. Okay? Good. I'm going to give you until 9:15. Okay? And I'm going to disappear in the interim. Did you send might be at work. Tell me what's that month. So I was surprised by knowing the title and artist of this one. It's The Shape Shifters, Marvelous People. What? Oh, that's really soft, actually. I like that. Come here, you dance with me. Why won't you dance with me? Do a twirl, do a twirl. You're not showing off, though. Come on. This is how dads dance with children at like weddings, isn't it? You know, they get their child and they don't want to do it. And then they do this a lot. How does he? Okay. Tell him he's like, you'll know anyway, but he's easily good enough to do it. They'll do like, be halfway up. That works. Just let him. And do a cha-cha. Yeah, right, yeah. But this is how I do it, just like this. It's not high enough. Right. I'll stop being a pest. Oh, Lois, could you do me a massive favour? Could you charge my controller for like 15 minutes? Or just one? But don't go to sleep with it charging. Hello, everyone. We have 1 minute left. Okay. You've all got the idea, and you've done okay, all of you. I'll tell you that now. You've done okay. We're going to carry on, if that's all right. I'm going to carry on with question number 41, which is on publications, ladies and gentlemen. The German weekly magazine, I think it's weekly, might be monthly, I think it's weekly, Der Spiegel has a name which translates into English as what? Also the name of a newspaper. Der Spiegel has a name which translates into English as that of which newspaper? Question 42 is on geography, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying, the last thing I would say is that there isn't much to do in Australia's Northern Territory. Even more so if you happen to be a rhododendron enthusiast. But one of the biggest deals ever there was the telegraph engineer Charles Todd, telegraph engineer, after whom the Todd River is named. The Todd River runs virtually dry. Is it still a river? Yes, it is. Runs virtually dry by one of the largest conurbations there in the Northern Territory. This conurbation is named after his wife. What was her name? The Todd River in Northern Territory in Australia runs dry alongside one of Northern Territory's largest conurbations, named after his wife. What was her name? Question 43 is on one of my favourite subjects, the epithets of rappers. Which four characters precede the names of the following rappers? Ferg, Ant, Puffs, Lou, 12E, Nast, Ties, Ills, Dom, Khan, and Quinn, and sadly no longer with us, Yams, Press, and Snacks, as well as perhaps the best known member to provide the similarly titled Mob, formed in Harlem, New York in 2006. Just a four-character name. There's some variation in the second one. One of them is stylized, one of them is actually what it stands for. Four characters. So it's blank Ferg, blank Ants, blank Puffs, blank Lou, blank 12E, That's 12E with two Y's. Blank Nast, blank Ties, blank Ills, blank Dom, blank Calm, blank Quinn, and the late blank Yams, blank Press, and blank Snacks. One of the worst feelings. As well as perhaps the best known member, to provide the Blank Mob, a hip hop collective formed in Harlem, New York in 2006. What are those four characters? Question 44. Ladies and gentlemen, is on video games. The temple facility, the basement, the archive, the library, and the dreaded, especially when playing with proximity mines, caves. Amongst the levels one can select in the multiplayer version, you also play through them in the regular version, of which absolute stone cold classic video game. The temple facility, basement, the archive, library, and the caves. Levels in the single player version, but also levels you can select in the multiplayer version, the far more popular multiplayer version, of which classic video game. Very formal, but yes. I could repeat question 44 and the rapper's question. So 44 is on video games, Jim. The temple, facility, basement, archive, library, and the caves amongst the levels in both single player and the multiplayer version of which classic video game. The rapper's question is 43, Stephanie, and it's which four characters, also the name of the the Blank Mob, a hip hop collective formed in Harlem, New York in 2006, precede the name of the best known member, but also Ferg, Ant, Puffs, Lou, 12E, Nast, Ties, Ills, Dom, Calm, and Quinn, and the sadly deceased Yams, Press, and Snacks. To provide, well, what four letters, or four symbols, if you prefer, for one of them. That's just a stylized version. You're falling into their trap. 45, ladies and gentlemen. 45 is on theme parks. Which theme park operator has 4 sites in the United Kingdom? There's Blank Kingdom in Derbyshire, Blank Land near Milton Keynes, Blank Valley near Rotherham, and Blank World near Warrington. What words, also the name of the operator, found in theme parks on those 4 sites? Blank Kingdom in Derbyshire, Blank Land, Milton Keynes, Blank Valley in Rotherham, and Blank World in Warrington. What are those 4 theme parks? Question 47 is on sport and illness, ladies and gentlemen. What was the name of the mosquito-borne virus which threatened the 2016 Rio Olympics? Many golfers withdrew, stating that they didn't want to play because of the threat of this virus. In fact, they just didn't want to go. They blamed the threat of this virus, ladies and gentlemen, mosquito-borne virus, which originated in Uganda. I think I'm going to say Uganda. But spread to South America for the 2016 Rio Olympics. What was the name of that virus? Also, do you remember the diving pool when it went green? Do you remember that? Disgusting. That was run by Nickelodeon. Yes. Yeah, I just didn't ask you 46 at all. Yeah, I just didn't bother with that one at all. You have missed that. Yeah. Just do them in whatever order you wish. It doesn't matter. I'll mark them anyway. So don't, if you've already put it in, don't delete it or anything like that. It's fine. So question 46 or 47, whichever you wish to answer, put it in, it's fine. I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that President Trump, former President Trump, was acting erratically in his final days in power, but he did dish out pardons like they were going out of fashion, of course, including accidentally one to a suffragette. He can't have meant that. But he also pardoned which rapper, ladies and gentlemen, known as for his The Carter series of albums, who'd been convicted of a string of narcotics and firearms offences, but entirely coincidentally was vocal in his support of the human Cheeto himself. Who was that rapper pardoned? A lot of rapping questions, aren't there? Who was that rapper pardoned by Donald Trump? I've been listening, yeah, always more. It's a hip hop chip shop. A .com sitcom about a hip hop chip shop. And no, I've listened to no hip hop this week. It just seems sarcastic. They don't want me to listen to it, do they? These rappers. Oh, I really like your album. I don't want you to, sir. Thank you. Question 48 is on Wikipedia disambiguation, ladies and gentlemen. The disambiguation page, for which word, when put into Wikipedia, contains, alongside many people of this name, a Russian River, a 1970 album by Tom Jones, a musical instrument, a half of another musical instrument, a Thai gender identity, a page about cats, a page about turkeys, an anti-occupation movement, and a Microsoft Windows programming interface. All part of the disambiguation page on Wikipedia for which word, ladies and gentlemen? Question 49 is on TV, ladies and gentlemen. A special episode of which sitcom was written in 1999 for exclusive use in the Millennium Dome? Only, of course, if you got enough crystals. No, that's not. The special episode, Back and Forth, I think it was called, was written in 1999. Of which sitcom for exclusive use in the Millennium Dome, ladies and gentlemen? Which sitcom is that? Those of you interested in the football, I'm not going to rub anything in for Liverpool fans or anything like that, but Jesse Lingard has scored a goal. Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to? Jesse Lingard has scored a goal, ladies and gentlemen, which seems unlikely. Question 50 is on the internet, ladies and gentlemen, the internet. Blogger Edith Zimmerman, ladies and gentlemen, Edith Zimmerman is credited with creating a meme based on a sort of inane stock images entitled Women Laughing Alone with What? Women Laughing Alone with What? Based on typical stock images used when this item is pictured, ladies and gentlemen. What is the missing word? Women laughing alone with what? Question 51 is on literature, ladies and gentlemen. What is the name, phonetically identical to that of an entertainment duo, spelled differently but phonetically identical, of George in the Roald Dahl book George's Marvelous Medicine? George something. What's his surname? Phonetically the same as that of a well-known entertainment duo. Question 52 is on initials, ladies and gentlemen. A question 7 years in the making. In what profession would somebody with the letters RIBA after their name be working in, most probably? The letters RIBA, Riba. What profession would they? It's professional qualification or membership, more likely. In which field? RIBA. Not, what was he called? C.J. Lewis. Do you remember C.J. Lewis from the 90s? He did a terrible cover of Sweets for My Sweet, but his catchphrase was to go ribby dibby 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 do bad in the middle of songs. Obviously keen on this professional body. What the fuck are you talking about, Tom? That's a very good question. Question 53, ladies and gentlemen, is on establishments, food establishments. And one establishment which has fallen foul of the Rona, fallen foul of the COVIDs, is the Dominique Ansel Bakery in London's fashionable Belgravia. Ansel was the creator of which breakfast product, a hybrid of French and American calorific foodstuffs? The Dominique Ansel Brewery in London's fashionable Belgravia. Dominique Ansel himself, of course, himself was the creator of which breakfast product? Sort of hybrid of high-calorie French and American foodstuffs. A portmanteau, if you like. Excellent answer for the George's Mother's Medicine people who've done that. Well done. It also reminded me there was a test match, England Australia in the Ashes, I think in 2009, and Brett Lee was injured for the Australians, and Kevin Peterson was injured for England. I think it was now the stats man on Test Match Special, Andy Zaltzman, the comedian, who said the injury list for this Test match reads like a who's who of partially cited musical acts of the 1970s. Peterson, Lee, is a great. Anyway, question 54. Ladies and gentlemen, question 54 is on TV. Which actresses 8 Primetime Emmy Awards are something of a record in that they are actually a record? Nobody has won more. Who's? Oh, I've forgotten the name. What's she called? The woman who died recently. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it does matter. Obviously, it's quite important. Cloris, I've forgotten the surname. Anyway, which actress has also won 8, ladies and gentlemen? 2 of them were playing the role of Elaine Benes, and 6 of them for playing the role of Selina Meyer. Who is that actress who's won 8 Primetime Emmy Awards for TV programmes? 2 of them for playing the role of Elaine Benes, and 6 of them for playing the role of Selina Meyer. Who is that actress? It's not that either. And question 55, ladies and gentlemen, which is on sport and science, ladies and gentlemen. Which Grand Slam winning tennis player? Okay, Grand Slam winning tennis players, singles, and the periodic table, legend. 2 of my favourite things, and some names, of course, can be constructed entirely from chemical symbols for elements, yeah? Which Grand Slam winning tennis player has the name which is comprised of the fewest number of chemical symbols for elements, the name by which they're commonly known, first name and surname, okay? So you can make up names, obviously, from the letters used in chemical symbol, but which Grand Slam winning tennis player has the name which is comprised of the fewest number of different elements? Good. I need to be cool. I've just been brought a cup of tea, ladies and gentlemen, by my glamorous assistant. The lovely Alan McGee, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And the last one, question 56, ladies and gentlemen. Which word of 5 letters or more, one word, 5 letters or more, has appeared in the title of hit singles by all of the following artists? The Beach Boys, Travis, East 17, Ned's Atomic Dustbin, Daft Punk, Justin Timberlake, and Kylie Minogue. One word, 5 letters or more has appeared in the title of hit singles by the Beach Boys, by Travis, by E17, by Ned's Atomic Dustbin, by Daft Punk, by Justin Timberlake, and by Kylie Minogue. Okay, get on with your music questions, and I'll be back in 20 minutes. You've got until 10 o'clock. Back in a bit. Yeah, no, I thought I arranged to take both of the Well, I came around partly because I didn't have control anyway. I needed to come anyway. Is it on the free? I asked what to charge you for. Alright, shall I go and get it? If that's okay, thank you. I did ask them to bring it down. That's alright. Alita, Tom's not staying, you can go in my room. Hello, everyone. So we listen to a bit more hip hop. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, 1 minute. I'm going to give you 1 minute, and then it's time for pointless and jackpot question. Okay? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your pointless questions and your jackpot. So I gave 100 of my friends 100 seconds to name as many the following things as they could. Your job is to find one that none of them said. So I need anyone who has been selected for the PFA team of the season in the top division in the Premier League era, so first season 92-93. Any of the world's 50 biggest countries by area, according to Wikipedia, not including overseas territories, or anyone who sang on the USA for Africa, We Are the World, ladies and gentlemen. So, anyone in a top division PFA team of the season since the 92-93 season, any of the world's 50 biggest countries by area, according to Wikipedia, not including overseas territories, and any of the singers on We Are the World, the USA for Africa. As you know, We Are the World, that one. Your pointless question is how much in kilograms did the world's largest ever trifle weigh? Not truffle like last week, trifle. How much the world's largest ever trifle weigh? I'll give you a clue. It contained 91 litres of sherry, which is the same as Carol Vorderman. Good. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to finalise your answers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you 6 minutes to go through everything you've done through. So don't forget you're looking for obscure answers, ladies and gentlemen. There were most for the footballers, bizarrely, but they're by their nature quite difficult to guess. Or someone's just been quite unlucky. The unit of measurement is kilograms, Stephanie. That's 1,000 grams. I thank you all for your donations, those of you who made them, by the way. Much appreciated. As I say, limited numbers today, but I had apologies from 4 separate teams, all of whom are taking part next week. And the week after that is going to be a big music special, I've decided, which will be in a different format and will contain some absolute nonsense, as before, but fun. And you'll be in separate teams. Well, not two large teams, anyway. You might have to split into two. I'm not going to stop you doing it with your friends. That'd be ridiculous. But we'll be in smaller teams. Okay, a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen, finalise all your other answers. And when you have done, tick the boxes, whatever, you know the drill. You know the drill, don't you? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to finish the quiz in 15 seconds. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to finish the quiz. That was a very long 30 seconds, wasn't it? 15 seconds, in fact. Okay. Tumty Tum. Here, ladies and gentlemen, here are your questions and answers. Question number, your picture up. Number 1 was Andy Hamilton. Number 2 is Chris Bissom. Number 3 is Charlotte Flair. Number 4 is James Franco. Number 5 is General Francisco Franco. Number 6 is the former Manchester United manager Franco Farrell. 7 is the soon-to-be disappeared Alexei Navalny. Number 8, the career of Guy Whittingham. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Whittingham bought himself out of the army. Number 9 is Steve Coogan, in his guise as Dr. Terrible, Dr. Terrible's House of Horrible. Next one, number 10 was Jackson Pollock. 11, that person's name is Carl Fredrickson. 11 is Virat Kohli. 12 is Virat Kohli. 13, Mitch McConnell, the dreadful Mitch McConnell. 14 is Tie Up in Knots. And 15 is Sideburns. Good. Sideburns. 16, the TV series is Bridgerton. 17, the footballer Stephen Gerrard, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Gerrard. Number 18, the Czech Republic, or Czechia, if you prefer. 19, that is Cassata. Is that cake? It's called Cassata. 20, the film was Ready Player One. 21, Marks and Spencer have included the ridiculous love sausage. 22, okay, babysitter is an au pair. Au pair. You would use a chisel to pair. Good, P-A-R-E, good. Oh, sorry, I forgot. The wasted jester is, of course, a high card. Then you have au pair. Then you have two pair. Tracy Ullman, of course, appeared in the TV show Three of a Kind. The Ronnie Barker sitcom was Going Straight. And then the menopause, of course, may cause you to suffer of the flush. And then, and then, of course, you would have the thigh muscles, also known as quads, ladies and gentlemen, quads for Four of a Kind. Tom Cruise's menopause is definitely a straight flush. Princess Anne's menopause, of course, is a royal flush, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Bob's Full House was in there as well, the game show Bob's Full House. And if you don't have any of those and you're an American pop pianist, then Ben Folds, ladies and gentlemen, they're all poker hands all associated. 23, the Billabong is the Oxbow Lake. 24, Catherine Ryan is that comedian. 25, chlorophyll is that substance. 26, Michael Johnson was the 204-meter double at the same Olympics was the achievement. 27, Mel Brooks was married to Anne Bancroft. 28, a camel hairbrush was actually used squirrel hair. 29, the word is a stan, or to stan something. 30, Microsoft was that company, Microsoft. Where do you want to go today? 31, the top authors were Roald Dahl, multiple times, C.S. Lewis, multiple times, A.A. Milne, not multiple times, Julia Donaldson, Lewis Carroll, J.K. Rowling, Eric Carle, the Very Hungry Caterpillar, Dr. Seuss, nobody put that, John Boyne, ladies and gentlemen, that was the trickiest one, I think, John Boyne for the Boy with the Striped Pyjamas, and E.B. White for Charlotte's Web, and also Stuart Little. Did he write Stuart Little? I think he did. Those are your answers there. 41, Der Spiegel is the Mirror, ladies and gentlemen, the Mirror. 42, Charles Todd's wife, that had the town named after, was Alice Springs. 43. The best known member of that mob is Rocky, ladies and gentlemen, ASAP Rocky, the ASAP, always striving at perfection or something like that. 44, they are the levels, amongst the levels of GoldenEye. 45, Gulliver's, ladies and gentlemen, Gulliver's Kingdom, where I've been many times in Derbyshire. 46, Lil Wayne was inexplicably pardoned. 47, the virus was the Zika virus. 48, that's your disambiguation page for Tom. 49, the special episode was a Blackadder. Was it back and forth? Yeah, back and forth. 50, women laughing alone with salad. Ladies and gentlemen, the title of that gene, just when women are always pictured finding eating salad hilarious. 51, Cranky is the surname of George. George Cranky, believe it or not. 52, there'd be an architect, most probably. 53, the cronut, half croissant, half donut, is that food stuff. 54, Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Seinfeld and Veep is the actress. 55, the Grand Slam winners tennis player, whose name consists entirely of chemical symbols for elements, is Li Na, ladies and gentlemen, with 2. Li Na, the Chinese player. Li Na, lithium, sodium. 2 and 56. The word of 5 letters or more is around. I Get Around by the Beach Boys. Coming Around by Travis. Remember that? Around the World by E17. Not Sleeping Around by Ned's Atomic Dust. Spin Around the World by Daft Punk. What Goes Around Comes Around for 2 by Justin Timberlake. And Spinning Around by Kylie Minogue. On to the music questions. The first one was The Temptations with Get Ready. Then it was a Cheap Trick with Surrender. And if everyone didn't start singing the chorus when this stopped, there's something wrong with you. That was the Gypsy Kings with Bambaleo. And then it was Louise with Arms Around the World, with which I was very generous. 65 was Mac, featured Leo Sayer with Thunder in My Heart again. And then it was The Weeknd with The Hills. That's called, ladies and gentlemen, The Hills. And then it was The Yardbirds with Heart Full of Soul. Then it was with the... Did you like the exclamation mark clues? If ever an album was in dire need of an exclamation mark, it was Frampton Comes Alive. As Peter Frampton with Baby I Love Your Way. And then it was Stevie Nicks, not Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks with Rooms on Fire. Then Local Heroes Shed 7 with The Heroes. And then it was Robbie Williams with Love Light. And Rita Ora with I Will Never Let You Down. That was subsequently proven to be untrue. Your pointless questions. For the singers, you could have had James Ingram, Al Jarreau, Moonlighting, remember that? Kenny Danger Zone Loggins, Steve Perry. Is that the one from Journey? I never remember. Kim Carnes. He's got Dickie Davis eyes, of course. Harry Belafonte, Bill Gibson. Is he one of the Gibson brothers? No, they weren't even called Gibson. I don't know. Johnny Collar, Mario Cipollina. It sounds very much like Mario Cipollini, the sex mad sprinter cyclist. Chris Hayes, Sean Hopper, Waylon Jennings, that's the good old boys. Jeffrey Osborne, and the Pointer Sisters, ladies and gentlemen, inexplicably credited as a unit. The countries you could have had Peru, Mauritania, Namibia, Zambia, France, Madagascar, or Thailand. And the footballers you could have had David Bardsley, the QPR right back in the first team, and the left back was Tony Dorigo. Fullbacks feature heavily in this. Gary Kelly, David Batty was in one, inexplicably. Rob Jones, Tim Sherwood, no, Udo Ehiogu, Steve Stone, Stig Inge Bjornaby, remember him? Nicky Butt, Ian Hart, Wes Brown, Silvino, Steve Finnan, Lauren. Remember the Arsenal Lauren? No one guessed him. Andrew Johnson. Pascal Chimbonda, ladies and gentlemen. Bakary Sagna. Thomas Vermaelen. Richard Dunn. Own goal and red card machine Richard Dunn. Jack Wilshere, 10 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. He's a real Amiobi Award candidate. Fabrizio Colaccini. Pablo Zabaleta, Seamus Coleman, Adam Lallana, Ryan Bertrand, Hector Bellerin, Broadway Danny Rose, and Nicholas Otamendi. They were the players. And the world's largest ever trifle, ladies and gentlemen, weighed 3.130 tons. So 3,130 kilograms, ladies and gentlemen. That quiz was slightly, ever so slightly easier than normal, as can be told by the score achieved by Amy and Dave, which was 43, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a good performance by them. Second place, No Effing Pub with 49. And the winners with 58 were the Chords. Congratulations. Round of applause. Hopefully we'll have more teams next week. I would imagine that we will, because people have told me that they will. So, yes, well done you. Thank you all for taking part. There'll be another quiz same time next week, at which it would be an otherworldly pleasure to see each and every one of your now entirely dilapidated housebound faces. Until which juncture, good night and God bless.